Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I will show you how you can use the MyLinuxForWork Dotfiles as a starting point for your Hyprland customization, for your rising experiments with Hyprland. The Dotfiles comes with a lot of configurations already enabled, and you can use the MyLinuxForWork settings app to customize your installation. You can use configuration variations to be even more flexible in your setup of the Dotfiles. And you can use the hook.sh file to whitelist your own customization files and protect them from overriding from MyLinuxForWork updates. Everything is explained in that video. And with that, let's jump in. So we are here on the MyLinuxForWork Hyprland desktop. The version 2.8.3.2 is installed, and I want to show you how you can customize the Hyprland installation to your needs. Let's start with the wallpaper. The wallpaper is a very important styling element. And after an installation, and if you have installed the wallpaper package during the installation procedure, you have already access to nice wallpapers that I have collected over time. But maybe you want to use an individual wallpaper. Let's move to the Hyprland homepage. And in this news article, you find the winners of the wallpaper contest. And when you scroll down, you see the winner and some honorable mentions. And I have decided to use this wallpaper. And it's easy to do. You can click here on Save Image As, and you can download that image into the wallpaper folder in your home directory. Remember the name, Corndog, and click on Save. Let's switch to the first workspace. And now you can open again the Wallpaper Selector and search for corn and select that image. And here you have your own custom wallpaper installed. And also the colors of the terminal have changed already automatically with help of Pywall. Pywall generates a color palette from the used wallpaper. Let's proceed with Waybar, the status bar that I'm using in Hyprland. When you click here on the wheel icon, the Hyprland settings app appears, and you can change a lot of things. For example, we can hide several modules. Let's do this. And now the status bar looks already a bit cleaner. And I can also reduce the number of workspaces that we have now, 3 workspaces. And you know, when you click here on the 3 dots, you can select a Waybar theme, and there are already a lot of themes available. I decide now on the MyLinuxForWork Blur Dark theme, or let's switch again to Blur White, and I think that fits already very well to that wallpaper. If you want to create your fully customized Waybar theme, you can do this. If you want to create your fully customized Waybar theme, you can do this. You can click here on the file manager icon, move into your Dotfiles folder, then go to Waybar and open Themes. And you see here the starter package for your customization. Copy that, rename it My Theme folder, go in, open this here file with mousepad. You have to change here the path because we include the modules defined in this file, and replace starter with My Theme. Save it. Open the config.sh again with mousepad and rename the package with My Waybar Theme. Save the file. And now you can select the theme with my Waybar theme, open it, and you have here the starting point for your customization. Let's do this by opening here the config file and remove some modules that I don't want to have. I want to remove the quick links, I want to remove the window indicator, and of course the starter label that you see here should be removed. On the right side, I want to remove Bluetooth. I will remove the complete hardware dialog, the clipboard manager, and let's also remove the My Linux for Work welcome icon. Let's save it. And with super key Shift B, you can reload the Waybar, and you see here that the modules have been deactivated. Let's close this and open the style.css. And here you have all the style information. For example, we can increase the background opacity. Let's reload, and you see here it's a bit darker. We can also change here colors of the text, but I will keep it for now like it is. You can try it out. You can also add here a white border line below the Waybar that separates it a bit more. And that's mainly it for that customization. Okay, let's use it like it is. And let's proceed to Rofi. This is Rofi, the application starter. And let's tweak here that a bit. We open the Hyprland settings app with the application launcher. Just search for Dotfiles settings app. And you can switch here to the second tab, appearance. And we can, for example, change the border size to 0 of Rofi, but also let's change the font to Noto Sans 10. Let's give it a try. Yeah, and now the complete border is gone, and we have here another font, but not only here, also in the theme switcher. Let's change the background blur of Rofi. You see here that blur effect. I want to remove it, and I do this by set this to 0. The radius and the sigma. And now I have to switch to another wallpaper. Oh, for example, this one. This looks very nice. And now you see that the blur effect is disabled, but not only here, but also in Hyperlock. It's disabled. This is Hyperlock, and we can log in again. Let's switch back to our wallpaper that we have selected. This one. And we are back here. No blur. And also in Hyperlock. No blur effect. Let's see what we can do on top. Let's bring all these windows for a second into the tiling mode with Super T. And let's work a bit on the opacity of the windows. Let's open again the My Linux for Work settings app. And we switch to appearance. And you see here the window variations where we can disable the border by selecting the variation noborder.conf. And now the border is completely disabled. In the decoration, we can set the variation rounding all blur. And now we have a much higher blur effect on the windows, But also here on Waybar is now a blur effect enabled. Let's switch to another wallpaper. With super key Shift W, you can select randomly a wallpaper. And this looks already very nice and special. Okay, you can do much more, because you can use configuration variations. In the decorations variations, you see here, we have here selected rounding or blur. I want to change this configuration a bit more. And I click here on the three dots, open the variation folder. We are here in rounding or blur conf. I copy that file, paste it in again, and give it an individual name. Let's rename it to my decoration.conf. Now I can select this decoration by reloading the variations and then select my decorations.conf. Of course, no change yet. But when I open now here the menu with the three dots and edit the current variation, I can work on it. For example, I disable now the rounding. So I want to have no rounding enabled on the window. Let's save it. And now you see here that the rounding is gone. I want to have a 2 pixel rounding. It's just a small rounding around the windows. I can also work here on the inactive opacity and on the active opacity. You see here there is an opacity by default even for active windows. I will disable this, so full opacity for the windows, and the inactive opacity I also want to change to 0.8, and the full screen opacity I want to also change this to 1.0. I want to have a flat design. That's why I disable the drop shadow. Let's save it. And now there is no shadow around. It's a very flat design. Let's switch to another wallpaper. Yeah, this is how it looks like. Let's bring a bit more rounding back of 10. And now we have again 10 pixel rounding. And also maybe bring back the shadow, but the shadow range to 10. And now we have here a light shadow around the windows. In the border, I switch to 1 pixel border. Now I have a 1 pixel border around, and you see that the active window gets that highlight color generated from the wallpaper. I want to reverse it. I want to have white as the highlight color and the color from the wallpaper as for the inactive windows. And for that, there is already a variation, border 1 reverse. And now you see on the active window white border, and on the inactive the border color generated from the wallpaper. Let's switch again the wallpaper. This is a very light wallpaper. Let's switch again. Here we are. See it? Check here the animation variations. It's set to default. And you see here, this is the speed of the animation when I switch the workspace, and also how the windows open. Let's switch here to fast. And now it's here much faster. Also, when I close the window, this opens everything very fast. And if you want to have your own custom variation for animations, click on the 3 dots, open the variation folder, copy an existing file, use it as a starting point, and you can create your own custom animation. Let's switch again the wallpaper. And again. Oh, this is also nice. Let's work on the default applications. When I work on a variation, you see when I open the variation folder, Thuna opens, and when I click on Edit, mousepad opens. I want to change this in the application section of Waybar to Nautilus and to GNOME text editor. Save it and see what happens when I now open the variation folder. I have here Nautilus, and when I edit the current variation, the GNOME text editor opens. Many of you are using the My Linux for Work Dotfiles as a starting point for your custom configurations. And you can customize all files in the .files directory. To protect your customizations from overriding during a My Linux for Work Dotfiles update, you can use the installation hook. The installation hook is a file that removes from the prepared .files folder configurations that you have already customized in the .files folder. It sounds a bit complicated, but let me show you how it works. Let's make some changes in the files. I open code, open the .files folder, go into the folder Waybar, modules.json, and I add here at the top just a comment for testing. And you will see that when I use the hook, that this comment will remain. And the same in the folder Dunst. Let's add here on top a comment and save it. I copy here that short code snippet and create a file in my home directory .files version. And here are all versions of the My Linux for Work .files prepared for the installation. Means the files will be created here first and then will be copied into the target folder .files. That means if you adjust the prepared files here in the folder before the copy starts, the files will not be overwritten. To do this, you can create a special file, hook.sh, open the file with the mousepad, copy the code in. What the code is doing, this script will be executed before the copy of the file starts. So that means I will remove, in my case, the file .files version. The variable version is targeting the version that you are currently installing from the .files, the folder Waybar, and the file modules.json. This is a file that many of you are customizing. You remove modules, you optimize modules, and so on. And with this command, you protect this file from overriding. I will also protect the folder Dunst -rf Dunst. So both folders will be removed before the copy of the configurations from the .files starts. Let's save that and start the installation. I open the My Linux for Work Welcome app, update, reinstall the .files. I confirm with yes, I install the main release. Download is complete, and I start the installation. I confirm the update. Don't want to do a system update now. I create a backup. I check for new packages only. I choose the profile Hyprland. I keep the current setup. I will restore these existing files. I will overwrite the NeoVim configuration, and now here is the hook dialog. So the script has detected that a hook exists, and I will run the hook now. Let me show you in Thuna again in the folder Dotfiles version 2.8.3.2. Let's open the folder Waybar. And now I execute the hook. And you see that the modules JSON file has been removed from the prepared files. And now I can run the updates, confirm the rest of the dialogues. I will not reboot now. And I switch to the editor, and you see that the comment still exists and the same on the modules.js. That means with hook.js, you can protect your own customization from overriding from updates of the My Linux for Work .files. And then you have the complete freedom to use the .files as a starting point for your configuration. And that's it. This is how you can use the My Linux for Work .files as a great starting point for your Hyprland customization experiments. Have fun with it, and I see you next time.